At the dawn of the 21st century, there is one last unexplored territory left on Earth. It's a place of awesome spectacle, unseen horrors, and of terrifying life and death battles between man and nature. And where is this place? It's inside Barry Austin, Britain's fattest man.
All right.
No one in Britain eats and drinks like him. I, Richard Hammond, am about to be miniaturised and injected inside Barry, where the only thing that's slim are my chances of coming out unscathed. I'll spend a day journeying round his flabby, fat-filled organs to discover what his daily diet of deep-fried food does to his system. I'll be in his belly for breakfast, his liver for a 40-pint pummeling, and his gaseous guts as what goes in finally comes out. It's not going to be pretty, but if you've got the stomach, I invite you to join me as I go inside Britain's fattest man. Stone Barry Austin's body is a temple to the gods of fast food, fizzy drinks and booze, and he's been worshipping them for years.
I suppose it all starts off in my childhood, really. I could drink faster than anyone, consume more food than anyone. I believe 95% is my own fault, because at a younger age I was just basically greedy.
To become the fattest man in Britain, 37-year-old Barry's really had to put the work in.
The most I've ever eaten in one sitting is around, I think I've had about 9 butties in one go. And that's like with your starters, your naan bread, your poppadoms. One of my friends said, basically, your stomach's like a broken book. It's just never ending. It's a black hole, basically.
Well, I've been injected straight into Barry's black hole. And I've just 24 hours to find out how his daily tsunami of food and drink leads to crisis after crisis in his long-suffering body. And I've been warned, it's going to be pretty horrific. In fact, there's something happening in there right now as Barry sleeps. So, as the clock strikes midnight, come with me. Welcome to Barry's Innards, and welcome to the Chubmarine, a capsule programmed to visit the parts of Barry's body that get trashed by his fat. And I'm riding along a blood vessel on my way to an organ that's getting a pounding even as I speak. I'm at the bottom of Barry's lungs. And down here, Barry and his fat are locked in a life and death struggle because the fat is making it hard for him to breathe. You can see him struggling for breath as he sleeps. He's in great danger. I'm in an alveolar sac, a kind of trading post at the end of the lungs. Barry breathes oxygen in from the air, and it's swapped through these microscopically thin walls for waste carbon dioxide, which he breathes out. But there's something in here going very badly wrong. Barry's breath is being crushed by the bulge bearing down on his lungs. In a single intake of breath, a normal man can take in nearly 6 litres of air. Barry manages just over 3. That's because his spongy lung bags are being squished by the surrounding fat, and they can't find an outlet because they're trapped inside the rib cage. It's like being squeezed by a giant boa constrictor.
Every breath he takes could be his last.
Look, it's been crushed so tight now that Barry's actually stopped breathing. It's time to wake up, Barry! And it's a condition called sleep apnea. Barry's now got to wake up to start his breathing all over again. Come on, Barry, wake up! How do I know all this top secret information about Barry's insides? Well, last week we took Barry to the Nuffield Hospital in Leeds for the most in-depth tests of his life. They scanned and sampled every tubby inch of his enormous body, paying particular attention to his lungs, legs, stomach, liver, heart, and the intestines, where it all comes out, so that I'd know what it is I'm looking at today. And the tests have thrown up some surprising results.
Basically come from a kneecap.
And a shocking story of a lifetime's overindulgence.
What contributes to your excess weight? I've got a list here, and if you just say yes, even if it's to all of them. Portion sizes.
Yes.
Grazing all day.
Yes.
And never feeling full.
Yeah.
What size would you say when you were about 15?
When I was 15, I was about 16 stone.
And what about when you were 20?
20, I was roughly about 22 stone. I found out the more I could drink, the more I could eat. I was eating and drinking anything up to 29,000 calories a day.
29,000?
Yeah.
That's over 10 times more than a normal man's recommended calorie intake.
Barry is in a serious cycle of food abuse, drink abuse, and to break that, there's only one person can do that, and that's Barry.
My weight has gone up and down. It's like a yo-yo. I've gone up to 65 stone, around about the 50 stone mark now. So it's just gone up and down. I would say I've lost 1 stone. I've put 2 stone back on. I've just missed out so much in life due to my own greed.
No sooner is Barry up than the daily hunt for food begins. Barry's having breakfast with his best mate, Phil. He always makes sure that wherever they're eating, Barry gets the best seat in the house.
This is Barry's special seat he has to have. Take this everywhere so he can sit down, because obviously because of the size of Barry, he finds it hard to sit down in a lot of places, so we take this wherever we go.
A trip to Belly Busters for Barry is always a big event. He regularly eats 2 or 3 bumper fry-ups just to set himself up for the day.
Can I have two Belly Buster specials, please? Yeah. No tea for me.
No tea?
No.
Squash?
No, can I have a couple of cans of pop, please?
For Barry, this is just for starters. 2 sausages, 2 bits of bacon, beans, eggs, hash browns and black pudding, all served up with lashings of grease.
Ah, here it is.
Oh, he loves his breakfast. That's his main meal of the day, that and his curry. He can't go without his breakfast every morning. He's chomping at the bit if you don't get it. Don't you, Barry?
Yeah, definitely.
Loves his breakfast.
Breakfast and curries, my favourite meals.
That's it.
The only thing I don't like about it really is coming to the end, basically. Well, it's just one of them.
He won't touch the sides that way. I mean, I've seen it 3-4 times the size of that. Sometimes he'll have that and then he'll have another one after that. That's what he's like. And then he ain't full.
And already Barry's got his eyes on Phil's leftovers.
Oh, that's finished that car, he's on full.
Okay, cheers, mate.
Plenty more room there still.
His second fry-up of the day is off the plate and into his mouth in seconds. And that means this forkful of fat can only be going in one direction. Mine. Welcome to Barry's stomach. Actually,
It's not so much a stomach as a factory. Large, efficient, and filthy as hell. And it has to be, because anyone else's stomach taking in the quantity Barry gobbles would soon be out of business.
To understand just how vast Barry's body is, I've got someone with whom we can make a comparison.
His name is Average Joe, and he's a computer simulation of how a normal Brummie should look like, age 36. He'll help us make a comparison between Barry's insides and the insides of a normal, healthy male. The food is on its way from the esophagus, so we've just got time to take a quick look at Average Joe for comparison. As you can see, Average Joe's stomach is about half the size of Barry's. There's no way he can cope with the size of breakfast sliding down Barry's esophagus right now. And here it comes. Bacon, beans, egg, sausages. This fat-filled slime bucket of a breakfast would be way too much for most stomachs to cope with, but it's met its match with Barry. The walls are covered with gastric pits that are firing out fearsome juices as the chewed-up food falls through. It's splashing down into a merciless acid lake.
Any other organ would be destroyed by all this acid, but the stomach is specially adapted to withstand it.
Fat, bone, gristle, the worst the British meat industry can throw at it.
The proteins are broken down and the rest is churned for the next 6 hours into an acidy soup that scientists call chyme and we call puke. When it's out of here, it's going to spend 6 hours in the small intestine, being broken down and absorbed by the body.
I'm going to drop a probe into it and see just how much fat Barry's breakfast contains.
And here it is. Let's see what we got. Oh. Now, Barry's fried breakfast contained 114 grams of fat. That's more than the recommended amount of fat a normal man should be taking in a whole day's eating. And Barry has 3 meals like this a day, which means that in a year, he's putting the equivalent of 250 packs of lard into his body.
Yep, you could say it's pretty disgusting.
But he's only able to take this punishment because his almost superhuman body has allowed his stomach to grow to accommodate this quantity of grub.
Barry is like a new human species, Homo fatians.
I'm inside 49-stone Barry Austin, finding out how his lard-laden lifestyle plays havoc with his innards. And as he gets ready to take a shower, I'm about to visit the fattiest part of all.
I normally take at least 2 showers a day, if not more. I tend to get really smelly. I get a bit paranoid and start swarming in the shower more often. It's really important to keep myself all nice and clean, all my folds and inside all the crooks and crannies, because that's where the germs spread and that's when infections can start.
It's a full-time job keeping the outside of Barry's body clean. But there's a vast swathe that never sees the wet end of his shower nozzle. And that's here, inside.
It's like we're in a giant tub of butter, but we're not. This is Barry's beer belly from the inside. It's a giant mountain of fat that sits between his skin and his abdomen and weighs as much as a 12-year-old child. In some ways, Barry's belly is quite an achievement. A temple and tuck, if you will. This place is a testament to years of dedicated binging on fast food and fizzy drinks. So let's take a look at Average Joe's abdomen. Average Joe has around 70 billion cells of fat in his body at the age of 36. Barry has got around 300 billion, and each individual one is bursting at the seams with molecules of lard. This fat isn't grease like you get round a frying pan, it's a living part of Barry.
These spindly red blood vessels carry fat molecules from Barry's food and deposit them into fat cells here in Barry's belly.
The result is this, a creeping sea of yellow, unused fat. And it's not just here in his belly, it's all over his body, under his skin, round his bones, smothering his organs. In some ways, Barry is a hybrid creature. Barry is more fat than person.
After a 40-minute scrub, Barry's out of the shower, and his girlfriend Debs has turned up for phase 2 of Operation Clean Barry.
Come on, Debs, my leg's now drying.
Debs is Barry's girlfriend of 4 years.
It's all right for you. You just lie here and think of England and I don't do the work.
No, you do a good job there, Debs.
Just make you a bit squeamish. No need.
After every shower, Debs has to dry every fold, crack and crevice in Barry's legs, as he can't reach them himself.
If they're really weeping and stuff, it does make me sick, but when, like, they're quite good at the moment, so it's not so bad. It doesn't give me tickled stomach or nothing. I have to cream them after I've dried them to get the moisture back into them. I always go overboard as I do. Otherwise, it's just legs will just go all manky and dry and irritable.
Barry's legs are covered in sores and ulcerations, which easily get infected by germs.
I have a few names, like this bit here. This is the shanker lamb, because it's like round. This bit here is the brisket of beef, and here is the belly pork, because it wobbles.
I suppose because of my size, I've become like a freak of nature kind of thing. I suppose back in the 1800s I would have been in a circus.
But Debs sees beauty behind the bulk.
He's an attractive man. He's got a nice face, but he could do with losing quite a bit of weight. People ask me how women and men, you know, as you do. But it's just like anybody else's. It's just you get less room in the bed, that's all. Also grab hold on to, that's what they say, don't it?
No wonder Barry likes to get out of the house. And as the morning wears on, he goes for a spot of fishing. His stomach full, the local wildlife is momentarily safe from his enormous appetite.
Come on, little fishes, I'm not going to eat ya. See you carp just on the top of the water? Basically, I love coming fishing because when I'm here, I can just forget about anything. You could be 7 foot tall, 2 foot tall, 10 stone, 100 stone. The man next to you is just sitting there doing what you're doing, trying to catch fish. It's just so wonderful. You're just sitting there in the countryside and your mind just goes blank. All you're interested in is just fishing, basically, and catching that fish.
In the tranquility of the West Midlands countryside, though, Barry has space to reflect on his long-running battle with the bulge.
I've tried many things over the years to lose the weight. I had my jaws wide when I was 17, but I used to cheat even then.
He had the teeth wired, and I was with him, and he went and got some Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was feeding it through gaps in his teeth. I says, what are you doing? Now, if he was sick, he'd have killed him.
Basically, I've done a sick thing. I liquidised the Christmas dinner, and believe me, it's an awful taste.
And he got the clippers and cut the wires off himself. He said, I can't do this any longer. It was killing him.
But here, far from the takeaways of the city, Barry can relax and enjoy a hobby that's really close to his heart.
I'm in Barry's heart, the one muscle in his body that does get a proper workout. It has to pump 8 pints of blood round his gargantuan frame, and it doesn't even get to rest when he does. Even when he's relaxing, Barry's heart is pumping harder than average Joe's heart walking up a hill. Average Joe's heart is going at over 70 beats a minute. Barry's is beating at over 90. To achieve that, Barry's heart muscle is way bigger than average Joe's. It's difficult to get a really good look at it because it's surrounded and packed in with fat, but the muscle wall that surrounds us in here is over twice the thickness of a normal human heart. But this sort of muscle building isn't the kind Jane Fonda would approve of. You can see it's stretched like a balloon. The whole mechanism is under enormous strain. And look at this, the blood that's pumping through here is full of crap. Those glucose molecules, basically sugar from all the fizzy drinks and snacks and junk food. There's more than twice as much as a normal person would have. It's more like syrup than blood. If you were to eat Barry, which would take some doing, he'd be sweeter than a gingerbread man.
What I'm seeing is exactly what Barry's Nuffield Hospital tests confirmed.
Barry has type 2 diabetes and he doesn't know it yet. He's taking in so much sugary food that his body's insulin has been overwhelmed. He's going to have to lay off the fizzy drinks. Barry, sort it out. Okay, bigger problem, much bigger problem. I'm seeing 1/3 more fat in Barry's bloodstream than in average Joe's.
And it's going to be forming fat deposits in his coronary blood vessels. The heart's supplied by these vessels, which bring red blood cells and oxygen into the muscle. It's also carrying this fat in a form called cholesterol. Cholesterol sticks to the walls and forms plaques full of fatty pus. Blood cells constantly bombarding the plaques can burst them, so the pus seeps out. It sticks to the red blood cells, forming clots, which block off the blood cells going to the heart. This kills off heart muscle, and if enough heart muscle dies, Barry is in for a massive heart attack. It looks like Barry's got a bite.
Okay, this is exercise Barry style, so hold on. It can take just the smallest exertion for Barry's heart to start racing and get put under enormous pressure. For Barry, fishing is an extreme sport.
Back in Birmingham, it's midday, and Barry's got an appointment with his tailor. His beloved Birmingham City are playing Arsenal this afternoon. There's no bigger City fan than Barry, and only one shop in town that can sell him a football strip in his size.
Hi, Sam. Hi, mate.
How's it going?
Sound.
Good to see you again. Well, I'm glad you're in.
Yeah.
I'm really glad. I've been saving this top for you ages. Because you're the only bloke I know that fitted. I mean, it's like, I think it's about an 84 chest, so yeah, you should be all right with that, mate. So you're going to go and support your team now?
That's right.
Who is it you're playing?
We're playing Arsenal. We should do it. Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
A shirt's one thing, but with what's going on inside Barry's trousers, finding a pair that fits round his legs, boils and bulges is another challenge entirely.
Barry's got an 8-inch waist, he's got a 90-inch hip, and he's got a 49-inch calf and thigh.
The legs are like a man's body, like the funny shape leg, because one leg's bigger than the other.
What I'll do is I'll probably get them made to like a standard length, and if I had to alter them when they come in, yeah, because they're going to have to be made abroad. It's going to be difficult, but I mean, as long as you're patient with me, I'll get it done.
It can be a lonely world when you're this big in a world of small people.
Barry should be over the moon, but he's feeling sick as a parrot. He's come over all queasy. Has his breakfast come back to haunt him, or is it something worse? Phil brings Barry home. And is not feeling any better.
You've got a bit of a cough there, Baz. Is your chest all right? Come on. That's it. Down. That's it.
An infection's got into one of the ulcerations in his legs, and it's sending shockwaves round his body.
That's it. Go on, I got it. Go on.
It's just his legs. They just flame up just like that. He can be sitting there having a laugh. Next minute, the sweat's just pouring out of him, and it goes as red as my t-shirt, the whole of his body, in a matter of minutes.
Pains in my leg, my left leg. It's all at the side and at the back.
Barry strips off and takes to his bed. He's clearly a man in agony, and here inside, it's not hard to see why.
Barry's under attack. I'm in a blood vessel in his leg, and it is teeming with an invasion force of bacteria. Now, they got in through one of the open sores on his thigh, and now they're running riot through his blood. Most bacteria are harmless, but these ones are called pathogens. And to them, Barry isn't just a fat bloke. He's the perfect battlefield for a nasty little war. There are millions of them racing around his blood vessels and shooting out poison. Every 20 minutes or so, they split in two, doubling their number and piling on the pain and leaving Barry in agony. So, why are they so fond of Barry?
Barry's legs contain 4 times as much fat as a normal man's, undermining his leg muscles and his blood circulation.
Because of this, his legs are covered in cracks and sores, which make perfect gateways for the mischief-making pathogens to get inside.
It's exactly as Barry's blood tests at the Nuffield Hospital predicted.
But help is coming. Barry's white blood cells, the body's riot squad, are rushing to his defence. And if you think Barry's got an appetite, you should see these. These white blood cells are called neutrophils. There are 750,000 of them in one drop of blood. And they eat bacteria like Barry eats Balties. Look, you can see a neutrophil grabbing a marauding bacteria. It sort of completely engulfs and digests it. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. But no more poison coming out of that one.
Debs administers antibiotics to help boost Barry's defences.
And my greatest fear is actually losing my legs, amputation.
Open.
I wouldn't even have a life then. I don't have too much of a life now, to be quite honest. I don't think I've fully recovered from it.
This happens now it's on a regular basis. There's not like a week that goes by where this doesn't happen. It's just the norm now for Barry. Never used to be. It's getting worse and worse and worse.
The battle's won, but the war is far from over. Given Barry's size and condition, another attack of the nasties is a virtual certainty.
After an hour in bed, Barry's beginning to improve. And as lunchtime approaches, Debs has cooked him a special meal to speed him on the road to recovery.
It's shepherd's pie, homemade speciality, with all these special ingredients.
Debs has doubled the quantity of the ingredients in the recipe book.
Onions, carrots.
And added a subtle touch of her own.
There's about 20, 25 chilies, whole chilies, plus the chili powder, the paprika, all the good stuff. He absolutely loves them. He does. It'll warm the cockles of your heart. Yeah, Barry, here's your shepherd's pie with all the extra ingredients. Oh, I haven't made it too hot for you then.
Nah.
Normally, he has to have a jug of pop to cool himself down because it does go a bit overboard with the chilli sometimes. Nice big green one there for you, Baz, look.
Soon Barry's feeling right as rain.
Deb's shepherd's pies are lovely, really nice. Fill you up nice and warm. Loads of chilies in it. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's all right. Good stuff, any son?
The Birmingham City game is a 3, and as the clock ticks towards kick-off, Barry's feeling well enough to go. At matches, he's nearly as well known as the players.
Who it's all a boys, who it's all, you fat bastard, and all of that kind of thing. You get all of that. They all know me.
It's the last game of the season, and Barry's hoping the Blue Noses will go out on a high as they take on the mighty Arsenal. For Barry, the Blues ground is like a second home.
One thing with Barry, you see people that are overweight and they're ashamed to go outside the front door. That's totally different with Barry. Legend! Legend!
Close them down!
He does get a good reception.
Yeah, he does. This is a blue nose.
Go on! Go! They are. Little and large.
He's part of us, isn't he? He's one of the team.
I think he's the biggest blue nose, though.
The final whistle's gone, Barry's team's won, but it's not really over until the fat man sings. Birmingham City have just beaten Arsenal 2-1, and Barry's off down the pub to toast their victory.
Too long, this close.
There you go, Barry.
In Birmingham, Barry's booze benders are the stuff of legend.
It's just like drinking water to him, and 1 point's gone within seconds.
If I'm on form, I can do one in one goal. Two, one, 2-1.
I thought it was a cracking atmosphere in there today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cracking atmosphere.
2 good goals there. You know, break down their defence. They're one of the best teams in Europe at the end of the day.
Barry looks like he's set for a serious session on the beers. So, taking my life in my hands, I'm on my way to his liver. This could be the worst yet. There it is. My God. You'd expect to see a liver this size in a prize-winning bull. For a human being, that is enormous. It's absolutely engorged with fat. It's dappled and streaked with it. It's like pate. The liver is a kind of sorting office for everything you eat and drink. So all the booze and fast food that Barry ingests ends up here. The liver turns as much of it as possible into harmless substances, which can then be released back out into the system. But with the sheer amount of crap that Barry's shoveling in, it's like trying to hold back the tide.
I normally start to feel drunk after about 15, 20 pints. Only just, you know, just merry-like.
I can't understand how you can drink so much and it's like nothing. You can stick a hose pipe in your mouth and just let it on there, keep it on all day. It still wouldn't fill you.
Average Joe's liver is pink and weighs about 3 pounds. Barry's is slightly different. It's grey and dappled and full of fat and weighs about 8 pounds. Yeah, it's in pretty horrific condition. But it's not surprising when you consider that just in a normal night out, Barry will usually drink 20 to 25 pints of lager. And if it's a special celebration, he can sink over 40.
When I drink 40 pints, it's a good sensation to have the crack with everyone. It's really weird because they just can't believe how much you drunk.
The boozing is probably worse for Barry than the binging on food. Each pint contains 200 calories. So when Barry drinks 40 pints in a single night, it's like eating an entire baker's shop window of cream cakes. It's also a poison. The alcohol should be taken out of his bloodstream by tiny factories in his liver called lobules. But with a fat, choked liver in this state, there's no way it can do its job properly. But this is incredible. These lobules are in amazing shape. The liver cells are taking the blood from his alcohol, whipping it around and turning it into harmless acetates, just like they should. It's as though the fat isn't even there. Barry's liver should be close to collapse with all the punishment he gives it. But the alcohol-busting enzymes in his liver are just another example of Barry's superhuman organs. If average Joe drank as much and took in as much fat as Barry, he would soon get cirrhosis of the liver. But incredibly, Barry seems to have a Rolls Royce of a liver, because despite being fatty, bloated and reeking like a brewery, it is working incredibly smoothly. And this goes some way towards explaining why Barry has been able to get so fat. This is a man with the constitution of a beast. Some of his organs, like his liver, are so strong that they allow him to carry on abusing his body and functioning in a way that would probably kill anyone else. Barry is a kind of chubby Superman.
I am the ultimate male, every woman's fantasy.
Decidedly worse for wear, Barry sensibly opts for some food to line his stomach.
$10 fish balls.
Yeah, starter. So I'll have the tropical balti. Can you do some king prawns in there, please? Peel of rice, chips, and the Cayman ampelos. Sorted. Could I have a couple more popcorns, please?
Barry's the Egon Rone of Birmingham curry houses.
There ain't one Balti house that hasn't been in. You've heard of the Birmingham Balti belt. There ain't one he ain't been in. That's destroyed. Tried and tested, is that right, Bazza?
There's been times when I've been so lagging and so drunk, I've walked into a restaurant, I've had a look at the menu, I've looked at it and I said, yeah, please, to the complete lot. And look, and I've sat there for like 2-3 hours, working my way through it.
And tonight looks like it's going to be another mammoth masala munchathon.
And my chips. I've done Balti's, table naan breads, plenty of starters, chips, rices, things like that. And I've still a big package. So we'll see how it goes tonight.
But Phil can't sit and watch as Barry overeats. And before he can order any more, Phil serves him up a cold dose of reality.
The thing is, at the end of the day, time is something that's rapidly running out at the moment, without me having a go. There's been putting the down on things, but that's exactly what's happening at the moment. We can all go out and have a laugh and a joke and do what we want to do, but that's exactly what's happening at the moment. And you know. The way it's going, if you don't stop, you will die. That's as serious as it is. And you know what I feel about you? Yeah, my heart's there. It'll kill me.
Feels like a brother to me, and I know he cares 100%. I like my food. I'm trying to do something about it. I can only do so much.
You can do it. You can do it. But you'll be all right. Sorry to put down on it, but you'll be all right too. So you're really wrong. I ain't on about now, but I'm just as time goes on. But I'm only speaking from there. Do you know what I mean? Seriously, I really am. I'm not speaking to put him down because I'd never do that. No, I can tell you. Get that curry down, you little shit.
All friends again. The night draws to a happy ending. But Barry's day isn't over yet. As midnight approaches, Mother Nature is calling, and this could be my chance to escape.
One thing I've never suffered with is constipation. I'll just go 3, 4, 5 times a day, and it's just regular as clockwork, basically.
I'm in Barry's bowels, and what a privilege it is to see a sight like this. What starts in Barry's mouth finishes here. His intestines are like a motorway. There's an incredible amount of traffic comes through, but it never gets gridlocked. Given Barry's diet of rich, dense food, you'd think he'd be constantly constipated. But in fact, it's the opposite. Barry is like a well-oiled Gatling gun. For the average man, a trip to the gents is perhaps a once-a-day ritual. Barry goes 5 times a day, which is good news for him, bad news for the toilet seat. Barry's bowel movement is pretty damn fast. Want to know why? Well, probably not, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's not that his poos are greasy. They're not. All that fat was taken out long ago. It's just that Barry can produce incredible quantities of intestinal mucus, snot, basically, to flush it out as quickly as he can shove it in.
The difference between what a normal person takes in 24 hours and what Barry has got through today is vast. He's only going to start losing weight if he gives up the comfort food for breakfast, lunch and dinner we've seen him tucking into and forces himself to eat healthier fare.
The truth is, Barry is a beautifully engineered machine, parts of which can deal with the vast quantities of food he steamrollers through his system. But the damage this does to the rest of him is enormous. This is the end product of the breakfast Barry ate this morning.
The kind which we saw the bacon, sausage and egg being turned into has passed through his small intestine. The last bits of fat have been broken down by digestive enzymes and passed into the lymphatic system, a kind of canal round the body.
It's been sent off to be stored somewhere inside Barry's enormous frame. What's left is this: bacteria, dead cells, bile, one hell of a smell, and me. And I'm not hanging around. Barry, you don't know it, but it's been a pleasure spending the day with you. But I don't want to outstay my welcome. Come on, Barry, one more heave.
And as the sun comes up, I've got a surprise in store for Barry. You see, Average Joe isn't Average Joe at all. He's actually Average Barry. A computer simulation of what Barry would look like if he weighed just 14 stone.
It's just tremendous. I can't believe it. I just look so... To be quite honest, I look so good there. And so natural. I've noticed my face has changed dramatically. It's not big and chubby no more. It's gone really thin, and I always dreamt about being thin, and I know there's a thin person inside me just trying to get out. I'd give anything really, just to lose this weight, and it's a long, hard struggle. Basically, it's took me 36 years to put the weight on. It's going to take me a good 5-6 years to get the weight off, and I know it's extremely hard work for that thin person to come out of me. But I think I could manage it.
It's only Barry that can do it. I can't force him to do it. Barry's got to take it and say, yeah, I'm going to do this.
I hope people would learn from my mistakes. Don't eat or drink like I used to, and take plenty of exercise. And just look after your body, because I certainly haven't looked after mine.